Okay. So now we'll discuss the closures. Okay, very important concept, closures. Like this is an interview perspective also, this is important, and we will use it in the some project also. Okay, so first let us see what is a closure, and we will see how to use it. Okay, so closure is nothing but a self-invoking function which returns an inner function. Okay, and a closure will have a access to the parent scope even after the parent scope has been closed. First, let us have some simple demo and let us see what will happen. Okay, so that you will understand. So first we have to identify the problem. What is the problem? Okay, so let us have one count variable. Let count is equal to 0. Okay, so I want to increment this count one by one. Okay, how many times I want? So I want to write one function. Function increment. Okay, something like this. That's it. So now we have incremented and we want to do this one, console.log of count. Okay, so whenever I am incrementing this value, what will happen? This value will be printed. First we'll understand the problem. So now I have to call the increment method. Okay, so first I am calling one time. So what is the value it will print? What is the value it will print? 1. Suppose I am going to call it again. What is the value it will print? 2. I will call it again 3. Okay, clear, right? Let us see the example. Okay, let us reload. So 1, 2, and whatever the 3, it like we have printed 2 because that is okay. Suppose what variable, what scope it is? It is a global scope. Correct, right? Because it's a global variable. It is a global variable, right? Okay. So since it is outside of the function, anybody can change it or not. Okay, anybody can change means suppose here what I want to do. How many times I have called increment? Only 2 times. So as per our expectation, only 1 and 2 should come. But here what he will do, here there is a developer will come, he will say count is equal to 50. Okay, now if I am going to reload the page, what is the output we are going to get? It 51 and 52. Okay, so let us go on to reload the page. So 51 and 52. Suppose so first time I am not initializing anything. Now if I am going to print like this, now what is the output we are going to get? It here we are going to get a 1, and here we are going to get a 51. Okay, so what is the problem you are seeing here? Whenever we are writing outside, okay, outside direct variables, so anybody can in the program, they can change the value. Okay, because of that changing, so what is the problem here? Because of increment, as per our expectation, only I am calling increment 2 times, so it should increment only 2 values. But if you see the output, first it is printing 1, after that 51. So there is a problem or not? Suppose like a take like withdraw amount, I want to withdraw. I'm going only withdraw function should withdraw the amount. But before that also, if I'm saying withdraw is equal to minus 1000 something, it will still change, right? So there is a problem or not? There is a problem. To solve this problem, what we are trying to do, we will move this one variable into inside it. Okay, I'll move this variable into inside. So now what is the scope of this variable? Function scope. Okay, function scope. Only within the function I can use it. Okay, clear, right? Okay, now if I am going to call first time increment, what is the value it is going to print? Count is equal to 0. 0 plus plus 1, what will happen? 1, and it is going to print a 1. So the output is 1 2 or 1 1? 1 1 only, because whenever you are calling second time also, what is the initial value? 0 only. If you are calling 100 times also, what is the default value? It is going to get a 0 only, because it is by default, it is initializing with what value? Default value. So that is the reason you will get 0. If I am writing outside, somebody can able to modify it. Okay, security problem. If I am writing inside, what is the problem? The previous value is not remembering. Correct, right? Whenever second time we are calling, again it is initializing with what value? 0 value. So there is a problem or not? Okay, whenever you have to solve such type of problems, we'll go for a closure. Okay, simple. So here what we are going to do, instead of writing like this, closure is nothing but a writing a inner function. Okay, a function inside a another function. So already this is another one function, right? Now we want to write a another function. Simply write like a return, okay, inner something like this, or count. You can write a function name, so something like this. Okay, so and I am going to remove these two variables. Okay, and let us have it. Okay, now what is the value I'm returning it? A return function. So whenever you are calling like this, it is going to return, what is it is going to return? It is going to return the function. So this function we can store it in the left side or something like this. Okay, I don't want to store any function in the left side, and that is the reason what I'm going to do. I'm going to call a self-invoking function. Do you know what is a self-invoking function? A function which will call itself is nothing but a self-invoking function. So we have added a brackets here and we have done like this. Okay, so this is nothing but a something. So let me store this entire variable into one variable. Let increment is equal to something. So here this name is optional, or you want to write test also, that's fine. Okay, so first I am writing one function. Inside that function I am writing another function, and we are returning one value. So what is the function I am writing? What is the name? This function, entire function name I am storing into one variable. That variable name is nothing but an increment. So it will hold the function. Okay, let us print the console.log, then we can call it console.log of increment. Okay, so let us see something like this. Okay, let us reload the page. So whenever we are reloading, what it is printing? It is returning inner function or not? See, inner count plus plus console.log, something like it is printing inner function. So printing this function doesn't use, we want to call it. If you want to call a function, what we are going to do? We can call like a, what we can call? We can call like this. Okay, now we are going to call the function. So let us go here and reload the page. So what is the function it is printing? 1. Okay, so that is fine. So okay, here I am not going to print anything. Let us just write like console or something. Okay, increment. Suppose now I am going to call it second time. Okay, so earlier what happened? Whenever we are initializing to 0 value, second time also what value we are printing it? 1 only. Count whenever we are printing 1 only. But let us see here. Count is equal to, what is the value? Earlier value 1. What is the current value? 2. Suppose I want to call 4 times. Okay, let us see. Okay, let us see. We have called 4 times. What is the value? It is going to print 1 2 3 4. Okay, so then what is the problem? It is solved. First thing is we did not write outside, so that I did not write outside. If I am writing, if we are writing outside, can anybody change the value? But since we are writing inside, nobody can change it. Correct, right? Because this is a function scope, only within the scope only available. Okay, and second thing, so here because of this inner function, okay, it is able to store the previous value. Okay, so now the closure will go to closure definition. A closure is a self-invoking function, okay, which returns an inner function. Okay, clear? Okay, and a closure function having access to the parent scope. That means whenever we are reloading, whenever we are calling the second time this function, if you are using normal function, this value again it will go to 0, right? But whenever you are using an inner function like this, what will happen is it will remember the previous value of your outer function. Okay, it will remember your previous value of your outer function. Because of that reason, it is able to print 1 2 3 4. If you are removing this like this one and this control, okay, now we are going to print always a 1 1 only. We are not going to increment, because whenever you are calling second time, this value again will going to initialize with a 0 only. Okay, to solve this problem only, we are going for a concept called closure. So closure is nothing but a returning another function from a function, is nothing but a closure. So this closure will have a access to the outer scope, outer function value. This closure will have a outer function value. Okay, now you understood, right? So we have done one currying program. Currying also what we have done? First we have written one method inside another method inside another method. So one function another function, one function. So it will have access to the outer function variables. That is also nothing but a closure only. Okay, so like this. So let us have one more example and we can just split. Okay, so this is what already we have done. Okay, suppose there is an interview question they have given like this. Okay, so let us solve this problem. Okay, so they have given one sentence like this. Okay, console.log of 7 add 3. Okay, they want to add output is equal to 10. 7 plus 3 how much? 10. That is the output they want to do it. Okay, we want to write the, okay, so they want to write a program for this one. Let us write it. Okay, so first, what is the function we are writing it? Add. So do you know what is a closure? Closure is nothing but a, suppose I'm going to write a add. So inside the add, I'm going to write a closure. Okay. Why I'm writing closure? Because I want to save this previous value. Otherwise, I will not get the value. So that is the reason I'm writing a closure. So now tell me, this is an example for closure or not? Yes. Okay. So inside return here, I'm writing a return x plus y. So what is x? Whatever the value I'm giving x, that, and the second value is nothing but a y. And second thing is multiplication. So, and let me remove it. Okay. So, and let me write. Okay. So here this function. So here also I'm writing a mul. Mul also is nothing but a, it need to remember the previous value and current value. That is the reason, again, this is also another closure. Okay. Let us forget about this close second one in the last. Let us see. So first, which method I'm calling? 3 function. Okay. Whenever you are calling 3, what is the value I'm returning? 3. So that means this 3 will go to x, something like, think like a 3 will go to x. Okay. And this add function, whenever you are calling add function, what you are returning here? A function. Correct, right? This function will directly go argument to the 7. Okay. So let us see what is the output. Okay, what is the output here? 7. Is this correct or wrong? Okay, is this program correct or wrong? Any guess? Okay, 7 plus 3, how much? What should the value it should get? It should get the 10. But what is the output we are getting it? 7. Okay. So it is printing only the last value. It is not getting the value. Okay. To solve this problem, what we are going to do? I am going to write like this. Okay. There is if condition I'm going to write. Okay. Some callback. Okay. You can give any name here. And I will say if this callback is there, I will say return callback of 7. Okay. Else we can write a 7, something like this. So let us go and solve it. So what is the value we are solving it at? 10. Okay. So let us remove this multiplication program secondary. So let us see here. First we are calling 3 function. So that is the reason I am writing a 3 function. And second, what is the function we are writing at? Add. Okay. So that is the reason add should remember the previous value. That is the reason I am writing a closure. Okay. And here I am writing a 7. 7. So if you go to 7, so 7 should call this add function, whatever the add function. That is the reason, if the value, if we are getting argument, if condition, okay, and if this is a true, then we'll call that function with the 7 value. Suppose if this is a false, then we'll return a 7. So because of that reason, we are going to get an output saying 10, something like this. Okay. So this is an interview question they have given for the 2 years people. Okay. So this is also example for the closure. Okay.